inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, 'cause real women don't bitch, no. Real women don't, 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 real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis. Hey, what's going on, you guys? I should have hashtagged this mug Rant Mode, but I didn't, and that's all good. But this is going to be an intense one. If you saw the title of the video, it says, "Sis, we got to stop fucking up." I need to edit that. Our best relationships. So let me go ahead and stop fucking up. Yeah, let me go ahead and fix that now. And let me go ahead and put hashtag Rant Mode because that's what it's pretty much all getting ready to boil down to. Hey, Camille. Hola, maestra. And so I call people out a lot, and I usually don't call people out by name. But this individual, I am going to call him out by name. And so you're going to hear a lot of dirt. You're going to hear, quote unquote, a lot of juice. And I'm just asking that you all bear with me and you hear this and you internalize it, because I promise you, I always promise you guys that there is a lesson inside of it. And so I'm not sure who else is on here. And so anybody that comes in the middle of this, you're probably going to be all confused. But like I said, I promise you it's worth it. So, hey, Marcia. Hey, Philip. Back in 2015, that's when I launched my business. And I spent the first entire year not securing us a single client. Shortly after, I got one-to-one client. Then I got another one. I got some traction, and I got another one. And I was really, really doing everything I could in my power to get my business moving forward. I was a little bit hurt because I made some investments. Most of you all know my story. I made some investments, and they went south. And here it is. I was financially crippled, but I knew that I still needed help. And I am the kind of person, let's think about this, women. We have a tendency to allow ourselves to be the measuring stick, even when we're shitty. You know what I'm saying? Even when we're shitty, a lot of times we like, well, I wouldn't do that, so I'm not messing with this. Or I do this way, so I have this expectation for that. And sometimes it's a good thing, and sometimes it's a bad thing. Well, for me, from a point of service, love, and operating in business, I serve to a very high degree, which means that when I looked at getting into another coaching relationship, then I said to myself, I gotta find a coach that serves just like me, and that's fair. I believe that's very fair. Hey, Jerica. And so I ended up running into this woman, and her name is Stacy Walker. I'm putting her name out there right now. And when I met her, she served in her community like I served in my community. And to make a long story short, she's the one who taught me the foundation to running summits. And I found out that I was in love with them. Now, just without giving you all of the gory details, this is what happened. On the day that I finally went hardcore launching my summit, she put a post out there. August by far is my most ambitious client. She's da 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 da. And you guys listen to me. Because internalizing shit, sisters, we good at this. Listen to me. Hey, Latoya, we are good at internalizing shit. And so all I saw was, for the first time, the spotlight was going to finally be on me. And by her putting it out there that she's my coach, she took that from me. How dare her talk about I'm her most ambitious client? We have comparable things. She's slightly different than what I do. And so my feelings were really, really hurt. And I started overanalyzing and scrutinizing everything she did. And Mrs. In Your Face decided not to have a conversation with her. Now, y'all go ahead. Look at me like I'm crazy. Look at me like I'm the only person who's ever had one of these moments where you felt like what the person did, they took your shine. And maybe they absolutely did. But it's one of those things when you weigh the relationship, you could have had a bomb-ass relationship that was just over the top. And this one time they did that one thing and it totally destroys it all. Thank you all for all the love. That was the straw that broke the camel's back for me, because it's real. Because it's real. And so what I would end up doing is I would end up distancing myself from this woman. I told y'all I was going to call somebody out, but y'all didn't know I was going to tell y'all my dirty call, call myself out. I know, Latoya, you know I'm good at that for them titles, but I'm finna go somewhere. I'm finna go somewhere because this is real. And it's going to tie into something that's very critical that I got going on, especially for my sisters, because I need you all to get this. You all going to understand why I do what I do so intensely, because the first prototype is always me. The first prototype is never my clients. It's never the outside world. It always starts with August 1st, and it's just, and it's important. And so, mind you, she deserved her respect because she was my coach. Regardless of whether anybody wants to say, please don't make this feed about that. Well, August, that is true. She shouldn't have did that. Or August, you pay. That's not, you're going to miss the whole point of the lesson. And what matters is what is that thing that would set you off, that would make you go crazy. And so it was over an entire year. And for those of you all that know, at the end of last year, I dealt with the passing of my grandmother. And by going back home and dealing with the hateration from my aunts, all of a sudden, I started really honing in on a higher level how much there was still a layer of pain that I thought I got rid of that hadn't gone anywhere, because that's what they always did to me. They only put me in the spotlight when it was for their benefit, and when it wasn't, they shoved me away. And so while I was going through this metamorphosis and my grandmother was prophesying over my life, and I'm going to come back to your guys' comments in just a second, and I'm having these epiphanies, I realized that I had shut off a valve on my business. I let an entire year go by and I hadn't did summits, and I was on the brink of launching a new one. The words that my grandmother spoke to me, who had Alzheimer's, so she didn't know shit about my business, because I launched my business after it had started setting in, even though my family didn't tell me that was what it was setting in, when I was wondering what was going on with our conversations, until the day she forgot who I was over the phone. And side rant, bring it back. And out of nowhere, because I meditated and I listened, God showed me a parallel, how I intensified this situation with Stacy as if it was the equivalent to what had been happening all my life. And so many of you know exactly what I'm feeling like, because you've been that person when it's been in the corporate arena. You've been that person when you've been in school, because you are a high achiever, because you are assertive, because you do a lot, and you almost never get the credit. Sometimes you could be looking for credit and be on the prowl for anything that you feel will take it away from you. But even if she was guilty, even if she was wrong, for us to have created so much in the relationship, I didn't even give her a conversation to give her the benefit of the doubt. And it finally hit me. And I did the scariest thing. I reached out to her and said, I want to talk to you, because I was like, she probably gonna be like, man, don't nobody want to talk to you. And if she felt that way, that's fine, because I didn't even give her a chance to know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't give her a chance to know what she had potentially did. And so when I told her how I felt and I apologized, and see, this is something that we don't do very good, ladies. I didn't go into the conversation with an expectation of, now once I lay down my apology on thick, I need her to be in tears and lay it back on thick with me. The conversation went the way that it was supposed to go, and by the end we were both in tears, because there was something that was very miraculous and something very beautiful and something very contagious about the two of us being together. But my pain from my past had haunted me so, with so much fervor that I couldn't see that. And so now she is back in my life, and I feel and I see the things that were always there. Someone who from the very first day she met me was like, you not one of them kind of women that's gonna quit. Oh, you the kind of person that's gonna be on Oprah. Well, now we gotta say I'm gonna be on Super Soul Sunday, right? We're gonna be on the net on the own network, right? But she didn't say it. It wasn't lip service. Like in my clients that work with me, they know what I'm talking about when I be saying certain things, and you can like feel the chills because you like, oh, did August say that she expects that from me? And you get really, goosebumpy because secretly she didn't even know that you had that idea. And so because she spoke it, it was really the divine speaking to her to tell you that they were in agreement with what you see for yourself. That level of love. Ladies, we got to stop it. So what the title, stop, we got to stop fucking up our best relationships. Our best relationships. And see, as a sister girl, you got to understand something. We're good at doing this with each other. Let me go ahead and just put this note out here real quick so everybody understands exactly what I'm doing. Hey, Mama Carrie. See, a lot of y'all, I don't know what you're thinking when I told you that I had started the social media networking site. See, these conversations are going to start getting thicker and thicker and deeper. But they got to be had at aclive.co. They can't be had on Facebook, because see, Facebook at any given moment will be like, oh, she's talking too much about the black women. She's talking too much about them being together. Oh, we're going to have to Louis Farrakhan her ass and get her off the platform. And so because I'm so willing to open up my own diary for the growth of other women, and I usually connect with other women that are willing to be like, you know what, I don't have time for this. I'm all about progress for anybody and everybody that I get in contact with. So sis, what can I do to be on board with this same mission with you? Because it's time for us to heal. The level of energy and the contagious spirit that's about to come, some of the things can only be handled over on that platform. So when I'm talking about this stuff, ain't nobody gonna shut me off, shut me down. It ain't gonna automatically be a glitch and I can't do what it is that I'm supposed to do in order to be able to show up, because we have got to heal. See, what's happening is that many of us, we're not necessarily having this high level of introspection, and they're willing to be the one to say, I'm going to be the one to apologize. I'm going to be the one to go back into repair. And some of you can't do it. And you know why you can't do it? Because you still need some help healing through it. And there are certain women out there who are just like me, who feel the commission to be the catalyst to get you to that point. See, people will tell you that, you can't love anyone till you love yourself first, and you got to heal before you can help other people. And I'm going to be honest with you, that's true only to a degree. If you're real fucked up, you need to get yourself together. But a lot of times, in order for you to heal through, you're healing as you're helping. And so for the women who have healed enough that when those things come back to haunt you, then you still work through it to help other people come out of it. And that's where we've got to be at. At some point, we got to raise our hands and we got to say, if anybody's going to do this, it's going to be me. Because can't nobody else love us. Can't nobody else love us the way we need to be loved, with a level of compassion and understanding. For a lack of a better way to put it, even though I don't advertise myself like this, my clients will say to me all the time, August, we love you because we know that if we tripping, you will put a foot to our ass. My clients love me because I will sit there and say, you tripping. And let's go ahead and cut all of this shit out. And then I'll turn around and say, and I'm telling you, you're tripping because these are the great things that you can and you should be doing. So you tear down and you root out and destroy in order to build and to plant. And we are the only ones who, when we truly master self-love, that can identify with another sister's pain, because there's a spoken pain that other people don't deal with, that we can really, really love each other through the thick of some shit, where we can still be like, get your shit together, but I still see greatness in you. See, that's that thing that you guys don't understand that really haunted me so bad. Hey, just a beautiful, and I plan on being there in October. I gotta confirm some things, but this thing right here. Listen to me.
You have to love yourself in order to love someone else. And we as a race in our culture have to begin to love them and embody the whole trial. Everything that we've been through, so that when we look at somebody, we don't have a high level of judgment because we understand their story. What happens with a lot of us is that we do understand the story, but because we came out of it, we develop a sense of judgment like, well, when she gonna get over her shit? Now realizing that because you see it, you identify with it, and you're agitated by it, that 9 times out of 10 is your purpose to eradicate the bullshit. And that part of this journey and this mission is work. That part of that self-sacrificing nature in order to eliminate yourself sometimes for the whole, that's where our mindsets have to get to. That's where we have to go. That's how we end up growing. And we need someone who could love us through that special shit in order for us to understand that we're okay. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and you guys know I'm not ever shitting on anybody because they're Christian. My background is Christian, but a lot of that comes from religion. It comes from religion because in religion we're always being told that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. You are a peculiar nation. You are royal priesthood, that you should speak all of these things out your mouth. And then you're also told, well, your blessing probably didn't come because you skipped your tithe, because you shacking up, because you got angry, because you didn't forgive. And so I always say that people that, harness the gift, they don't harness the gift of Christianity, but they actually harness religiosity. What they do is they give you just enough hope to start and just enough condemnation to pause. And we have to give each other freedom to go through the thick of our shit and still hold a high expectation that as we're going through it, that we are going to watch the elevation of another sister. And so for those of you that know my backstory, remember when I told you about the individual, hey Kendra, hey Dana, hey Tiffany, when I told you about the individual that was like, oh my God, you're uncharacteristically angry, what she did is pull a typical Caucasian angry black woman card on me. But see, I got some heavy hitters on here. I got my Sheena, I got my Dana, I got my Camille, I got my Marcy, I got my Tiffany, I got my Latoya. Hopefully later Stacey will get to see this video herself. You know what? Let me tell you something. These women love me through the thick of it all. And ain't nothing like it. For those of you that got those people that's on your team that's with you like that, they could look sometimes and be like, okay, August might have been too ranty today. She seemed a little mad than usual, but that's my girl and I love her. I know she gonna fix it. And if she don't, then I'm just gonna have a call with her and I'm gonna just tell her, you letting that get up under your skin too much and hold me accountable, but not discard me. And so we've been holding each other accountable and discarding people into the trash and then wanting them to get themselves together and then bring themselves back. And that is not fair. That is not right. And all of these other people have their collective, circles together and they hold each other up. And trust me, you can see that this uprising is coming more and more. I'm not saying that I'm the only person that's doing it, but what I am saying is that it still isn't contagious enough. See, this love and this need to elevate another sister is not contagious enough yet, which means that everybody else that's meant to hold the torch and to do whatever it is that you're supposed to do that feels, organically, supernaturally, extra super energetically connected to me, that we need to get together so that we're working on the platform and we're doing the same thing together because it's needed. And every time I look at a sister and I see her, you guys, listen to me. Let me just also add this. There are certain things that we do for free, but I know that everybody that follows me, that 99% of you are entrepreneurs. Please understand, I'm not talking about shitting on your business. Because a lot of this elevation, in order for us to be able to do what we do, we always understood this as a culture. Yes, that's your coaching business. That's whatever you do, but still understand that there's always a spiritual root that's deeper than just that actual thing. You're doing things and you're changing lives for people in ways that you can't even imagine. Here it is, I do a lot of mindset work and do a lot of spiritual uprooting, but I still have clients that are in tears. It's like, I can't explain to you what you've done and why I know that God put you in my life, and someone feels that way about you too. And so in order to make this thing contagious, we got to step up and we got to get in position and we've got to be the ones to do it. Hola, Bella, I see you. Hey, Lynn. We got to step and we got to get in position and we got to do it. And so we got to make sure that we're not having improper expectations. That the only expectation that we need to have is to check intention and to check elevation. Because if you're intentional about what you're doing and about having the peace and the time to allow you to grow, then I'll love you through that. So I air my dirty laundry, and I'm not saying everybody else got to air a dirty laundry story and admit it, but that's an example of when and how I did it. And which is why when I am in relationships that I really love, that I'm highly protective of them, because I refuse to let them go by the wayside. I'm not going to be distracted by some tomfoolery that keeps on letting us be at the bottom. Yeah, I love it that Black women are the highest growing rate of entrepreneurs, but we are also the least paid and we are the first to expire. So what do we do to not only claim the space, but remain in the space and not only get a little profitable, but shake this motherfucking economic system up because we have more buying power than ever? That's part of the reason why I do what I do as a coach. That's why when I help my sisters, I help them come out in a space of authenticity. So I'm not looking for people to look like me, to act like me, to sound like me. I'm just looking for another sister that's saying, hey, if you can show up with a shaved side, then, you know, I can show up with locks. And if I can show up with locks, or you can show up with your ghetto swag / professional, I can come out here with my quirky / nerdy. I want us to love and embrace everything about each other, but that means that we have to be willing to heal. And so a lot of you have already seen me putting out splashes of pictures. Because the Authentic Collective, you guys know I do summits, but guess what? It ain't gonna be no more business mastery and, you know, the Real Women Don't Bitch. It's just the Authentic Collective, period. Because we are the only race that gets the most amount of flack for being authentic. I gave this example the other day on my live video, and I need you to hear it again, and I'm gonna come back to the comments. A lot of times, the reason why we can't be taken is because of the tone of our voice. How many of you all have ever noticed that some of the most authoritative women in some of the highest positions also have that raspy undertone? And you may, if you think I'm slipping on it, I'm gonna use children's discipline to make sure that you connect it. I'm not saying that all of us have a voice just like this, but honestly, you know, we don't have like, oh my God, yeah, we don't have it. We don't. What we have is what this voice sounds like. So think about it. My kids could do something and I could lose it and be like, would you all just sit down? And it doesn't even bother me. But my husband, who got that major baby, I'm like, whoa. And I'll be like, baby, don't holler at the kids. And I got to be like, but you hollered at the kids. But because his tone, the vibration, see the vocal cords, the way that it shook, you feel it. And so a lot of times, that's why when we say stuff, it's calm down. Like I gave the example the other day. Becky could be like, oh my God, I'm totally outraged. I am not about to deal with this because this will not be, I will not take this. Excuse me, where's your manager? But when we be like, hold up, no, this is unacceptable. What you are going to do is respect me. I'm gonna need to see the manager. We always get the, girl, calm down. She get the, yeah, I know I didn't do that. And I'm not saying that it always goes this way, but you all get what I'm saying about the stereotypes. There's something about the tonality, even when our voice may not be as raspy as another, that what comes from it is so powerful that it's scary. But it's got to be good scary. And we got to be comfortable letting that come out, because when we do, we give permission to another sister to do it. I refuse. You guys have heard me on multiple occasions tell you I refuse to bow down the way that I am. I refuse to articulate in a way that someone says that I'm supposed to. I'm not here to become super duper mega millionaire, sell your soul to get there. I'm here to make my mark, and once my mark is done, I die empty and then I'm gone. And so whether that means that I shake 5 million, 5,000, I know that I'm going to do what it is that I'm called to do. And we all need to be in position. And every single time one of us shows up like this, then another one says, I could show up like this with my version. So the Authentic Collective is always going to be my sister, my white sisters out there. You already know I ain't got nothing but love for you all. I don't have nothing but love for you all, and I've always had love for all people. But we have got to continue to raise the platforms. We've got to make it where we are a force to be reckoned with, because we can't wait on their platforms anymore. It's like Tyler Perry. Like, I ain't waiting on Hollywood. I'm not waiting on an Oscar. Fuck them, let me get a seat at the table. I build my own damn table. That is the mindset that we have to continue to have. That's the mindset that I have. And that's why when I do summits, they are so freaking contagious because I'm all about manifesting and honing the organic, natural, contagious element that only we could bring to the table. So for those of you that ain't figured it out yet, if you've healed past these things and you know that you've got a story to bring to the table, you're willing to be vulnerable, you're willing to be transparent, and you're willing to help another sister get through, then you apply to be a speaker. If you feel what I'm saying and you know you got to deal with this stuff and you got to work through it, hold on tight, because before you know it, you're going to be able to opt in and get a pass. And for those of you that want to hear what the deeper side of this conversation looks like, where Facebook can't ban me from saying it the way that I want to say it, you come over to aclive.co, where we're going to begin to have real deep, hardcore, gutter conversations about what we're dealing with, while also creating an atmosphere that's similar in look to this, where we can have our own groups to talk about weight loss and book clubs and speak about it from a perspective that rocks the core of our soul in the way that we need to speak, so that we can harness self-love for ourselves as a community and race of Black women in order to then push it out there to everybody else. So that's where I'm at, you guys. That's the love that I wanted to share with you all. I'll put the links in here. You know, you look for which one it is that you want accordingly. And let me bring it back. I said I was going to look at comments, and I've just been running my mouth. You said our rhythm is different when you like the rhythm in your heart. Yes, it grates on you instead of making you rock. Come on now, speak it. Let me go back because there's a few more comments. I think I did get them as I was going. The title. Miss Jerica said she could relate. They want the credit. Saw that. Yes. Hey, another overachiever. Got that. We apologize. Looking for the response, right? Not for the forgiveness. Absolutely. And sometimes, as long as the heart is in the right place, the individual may not even see where they need to apologize. And having that patience to let us work through that, that's a whole nother other element as well. I saw the senior space girl tell it, no doubt, damn straight, so on and so forth, preach, and there it is. So I'm about to shake it up, y'all. I'm going to continue to shake it up, and I'm about to shake it up to a whole nother other level, because this is what we need. And there's some of you, you do the same thing, whether it's a room of 200, or 2,000, there's something about the way that you've been built and the way that you've been equipped. And if it's not you and it's somebody that you do know, then connect them with me. Connect them with me. Because when I say, y'all see all of them beauties back there? Them beauties back there, those are all of the ladies that were in the summit last time that are killing it. That are, I ain't gonna even start talking about that because I'm gonna get focused. But I always make book covers and stuff while I feature my speakers. I need the world to continue to see. Even when we dead and gone, people gonna understand that the mastery and the benefits of knowledge, that they came from you. That's why I don't always try to find something where it's literally just only me flexing or doing whatever it is. I put the spotlight on everybody. I don't get the spotlight just for being the facilitator, being the originator of it. I don't need anything else, period, point blank. So I love y'all. I'm going to let y'all go. I've been on here for almost 30 minutes, and, that's already kind of a lot. I've been trying to make my quote-unquote live shorter, but for those of y'all that hung out, those of you all to come back later, thank you so much. You said thank you for letting me be a part of the summit. Oh, baby. And when they hear you, they thought what they heard on a podcast was something, but when they hear you, you feel me? You already know where you are at with me, Lynn. Y'all got to understand. Lynn and I, what was that, 2018? Y'all, we be getting close. We be so close to greatness. Lynn ain't even hardly did half of what she's going to do, and she's already exploded. I met this woman at the end of 2017. We connected and worked together in the beginning of 2018. And we're still connected because of that same love and that same effort and that same energy to heal. That's what I want connected with me. That's what I want connected with me. And it's a lot of bosses on there. Hey, Kimberly, I'm sorry. I didn't even see that you came on here. So let me get my butt out of here. From a business standpoint, if your soul and your spirit is in the right spot, you need eyeballs on you. For real, honor is not enough, because what we've seen from her just from the beginning were her lives, right, Camille? I ain't gonna even say nothing. I ain't gonna spill the tea because I don't even want to we ain't recorded the segment yet. I don't even want to give it up. But yeah. You as a woman in business, you need more eyeballs on you, but you need it to be towards your core audience, and you need it to be where your message can be dispensed and readily received in its purest form. And so that's it. I love y'all. I love y'all to death. But I don't want to get off of here. I just want to stay on with y'all, but I'm going to stop. I got plenty of other stuff to do. Until later. Deuces.
Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomendon'tbitchpodcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. Signing out. Deuces!
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you.